Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari. Jana Vallabha Giridhari. Yashoda Nandana Vrijana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Vrijana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande. Jai Om Vishnupada Parasaracharya Stood His Divine Grace Abhaychan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Parasaracharya Stood Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Puran Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktavind Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gaurangam. Tayur Premanande. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 58, Verse 58. That's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, verse 58. Chapter 58, verse 58. This is the end of this, the last verse of this chapter. Krishna marries five princes. Anyascha vidha bharyam Anyacha evam vidha bharyam Krishnasya asan sahasrasham Krishnasya asan sahasrasham Bhaman hatva tam nirodhat Bhaman hatva tat nirodhat Aharitas charudarshanam Aharita charudarshanam Anyacha evam vidabharyam Krishnasya sam sahasrasham Krishnasya asan sahasrasham Bhaman hatva tat nirodhat Aharitascharu darshanam. Let's go ahead. Nischa Shivam Vidha Bharya Krishnasya darshanam. Krishnasya sansahasrasham Bhaumam hatva than nirodhat Aharitascharu darshanam Anyasya evam vidabharyam Krishnasya sansahasrasham Bhauman hatva tat nirodha Akrita charudarshana Anyasya haivam vidabharyam Krishnasya sansahasrasham Bhaumam hatva tat nirodha Aharita charudarshana. Word to word meaning. Anya, other. Cha, and. Evam vidha, just like this. Bharya, wives. Krishnasya, of Krishna. Asan, became. Sahasrasham, by the thousands. Bhaumam, the demon Bhauma. Hatva, after killing. Tat, by him, Bhauma, Nirodhat, from their captivity, Aharata, taken, Charu, beautiful, Darshana, whose appearance, Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sa Sri Rupam Sakrijatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Saudutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusudevi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasudi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thus ends the chapter. Lord Krishna also acquired thousands of other wives equal to this when he killed Bhaumasura and freed the beautiful maidens the demons was holding captive. So the last verse of this it says, thus ends the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 58th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna entitled marries five princes. We heard this chapter about Krishna marrying the five princes, but now Krishna is acquiring thousands of other wives other than that, equal to this. Thousands of other wives equal to. In this material world also, we come, we desire all these things generally. Man is attracted to woman, woman is attracted to man, opposite like that. So that's nature in this material world. We want to become the master, we want to become enjoyer, the proprietor. So whatever we see in spiritual, it comes perverted reflection in this material world. So Krishna also acquires thousands of other wives. So there's natural tendency to have illicit affairs, to have meat, intoxication, illegal affairs. So that's the tendency in this material world. That's actually the living entity. He wants to become the enjoyer, but Krishna is the actual enjoyer. Krishna is here performing these pastimes. He has thousands of wives, but they are not based on what we see in this material world. The attraction between man and woman is based on bodily conception of life. It's not spiritual actually. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see there's appreciation of household life. There's also another side, then this opposition also, the results of um, when we engage in sense gratification like that. Here it says, Lord Krishna also acquired thousands of other wives equal to this when we killed Bhaumasura. Bhaumasura's another name is Narakasura. He was a great demon. He was the son of Mother Earth, Bhumi, Dharti Mata. He was the son of Dharti Mata. And he had kidnapped many maidens, beautiful maidens, and he was holding them captive. And Lord Krishna killed all of them. Lord Krishna killed Bhaumasura. Sorry for that. And he released these beautiful maidens from the hand of the demon. This name Narakasura, he had stolen the umbrella of Varun Dev. His, Varun Dev is the one of the demigod controllers of water. That he Bhamasura stole the umbrella of Varun Dev, and he stole the earrings of Aditi. Aditi was the mother of Indra, and also he took over the playground which belonged to the demigods. So he was did so much mischief like that. So these are the qualities of demons, like the kidnapping, others' wives, they're stealing the property. This is the tendency. So generally, in this material, Indra then um, informed, he did a petition to Lord Krishna. He approached Krishna and he informed about Narakasura's all actions. And Indra, Lord Krishna, along with his wife Satyabhama, he mounted on his Garuda chariot and went to the kingdom of Narakasura. Narakasura's kingdom was very nice, fortified with water, chains, um, water, fire, all the earthly elements like that, chains and like that. But Lord Krishna, with his Sudarshan disc and his weapons, broke all over this. But in the before that, before entering in the field, there was a demon named there was a demon named what is the demon's name? Mura. Mura. He had a five-headed form, and he blew a conch shell which was very fierce sound and a roaring sound from his where it was very terrifying. But he threw his arrow. He threw his trident over Krishna, and Krishna easily cut off that with his arrows and killed this demon named Mura. Then Mura's seven sons came and tried to attack Lord Krishna. Then Lord Krishna killed them also. And thereafter he freed all. Then the demon Naraka, Bhamasura, he came to attack Lord Krishna. And Krishna even killed Narakasura. He came on an elephant. He was riding an elephant. Krishna with this disc cut off his head, and the head fell on the ground. Uh, then Krishna released all these queens who were, they were also princesses, they were daughters of kings, and they told, after all we have been kidnapped with the demon, they were attracted to Krishna. Then Krishna fulfilled their desires and he married each of them 16,000, and he took to his palace in Dwarka. And Krishna performed wonderful pastimes in each, like in householder, in every house, he expanded himself. And in each houses, he was playing a different role. Generally, we have householder too. Somewhere he used to play with the children, somewhere he used to go to talk, have a discussion with his wife. So this is beautiful. Like in Sanskrit, like it's many. It says Kamini, Kanchini, Kamini, Kanchini, Kamini. Or many words are given like Kamini, Stri Sangi, Stri Lampato, one who is attached to woman. Like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he performed his pastime, when he left these planets, there was a lot of deviation there. Deviation in the sense they were not following the principles of Krishna consciousness. Um, they were doing all sort of these things like that. And then all different acharyas they came and they re-established Krishna conscious. Bhakti Vinod Thakur came, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. They preached this message of Krishna consciousness. So whenever a great personality goes, naturally everything slows down like that. After Srila Prabhupada also, uh, we see the movement was very exploding, like very nice. Still, it's going on because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. So these pastimes, they are all wonderful. Like in English, the word say "umanize" like that. It's attached to, but that's all based on bodily conception life. It's not spiritual like that. Attachment to this opposite, this is not spiritual actually, because it binds one in this material world, attraction. So therefore, all there's restrictions like that. Many restrictions are there. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, he was a sannyasi. He was following the principles of sannyas very strictly. When he heard the voice of a thus he heard a voice singing, someone singing very nice. He ran over there, and then his servant stopped him. He said, this is a dasi who is singing. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you saved my from falling down from the path of self-realization. Actually, one is so very serious, wants to get out of this. Uh, he should become very detached from all. Srila Prabhupada says, like, we had many brahmanas, brahmacharis, but they went to the kitchen and they were attracted. They give up that brahmacharis. So this association, how we keep the association like that, it's also condemned like uh, the senses. Bhagavad Gita, if you read 2, 3, first says we are not the body, we are spirit, soul. Actually, the original male is only one male, that's Krishna. Every the male, female, that's Prakriti, that's female actually. The original male is Krishna. Krishna is the seed giving father of everything. But in order to advance in spiritual life, in order to get determination in spiritual life, so there's a even I remind this once Maharaj, one girl came to meet Maharaj Sannyasi. So I went along with the the girl. I was in the temple room at the time. So I went along with her to Maharaj's room, and I was to get up and leave room, but Maharaj was, and Maharaj told me, sit down there. So that recalled me the past times when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, uh, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, even young girl who was the age of granddaughter, like, she told, I want to talk with you separately. Hare Krishna. Prabhu Hari Hari. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. Srimad. Uh, so, so she told, I want to talk to you separately, alone, like that. So, Bhakti Sansari, what you want to talk, sir? I can't, because though she was a granddaughter, like that, he said, you talk in front of me, like that, all other like that, whatever it is. So that reminded me of when Maharaj, and Maharaj was looking very effulgent room for Maharaj. So this it recalls me something about. I just came. So these restrictions are there. One, it says fire and butter, senses are uncontrollable. Even this recommendation is there. Even one should not sit alone with his own wife or daughters like that. So much restrictions are there. Senses are like it's like fire and butter like that. Many things, many examples are there. And other places, uh, the very exalted householders like that. They were totally their whole body, mind, words, wealth. They were the story of Ramanujarya's disciple who had nothing. We had very simple, even nothing, and his disciple Maharaj Ramacharya told his disciples go to his house, uh, and so they went and they were hearing the description that so they realized the husband wife they were sleeping but they were awake, that they came for some to steal something, and the wife turned the other side of, she had whore of gold, hearing something like that. So then the wife told that, uh, why, the husband told you, why not you turn over the other side, the other your gold rings. So they realized so much dedication. They were like that. He was his disciples, Ramacharya, one of the story. I don't remember the exact past tense. I come across every day. But that devotion to the spiritual master, like that dedication. So Lord Prabhupada also says this woman, they are Vaishnavis, they are not ordinary devotees like that. Their association, one should see it like that. They are not. And also he said that when you suppose you think that oh, this is Maya, Maya, then you have to go to the jungle forest. You cannot stay in the temple like that. Hare Krishna. Yes, sir. So yeah, we have to understand these things from all angles. It's not take one side also, both sides we have to take. How the attraction in this world, male female, is very strong, which binds us in this material world, like that, life after life. So this chapters particularly, we have 58, which is the last verse. We heard about how Lord Krishna is offering respect to his devotee, and how the devotees are also worshipping Lord Krishna and his associates, giving a very nice seat and nice kind words, asking their welfare. Krishna himself goes to Kunti Maharani, asks his welfare, and she says the yogis. So these are the few points: honoring respect, worshipping the Lord, worshipping the devotee, offering all nice service to the devotees, asking the welfare of, of each one. Like Kunti Marani asked the welfare of Lord Krishna asked the welfare of his family members, Kunti and Draupadi. And Draupadi, how she approached woman, she should be a shy, timid. She approached Krishna. Krishna was sitting on a very nice throne. So that's the nature of a woman actually. But if we say this all things, but these are scriptural instructions like that. And how Kunti Maharani, tears came from her eyes seeing Lord Krishna, and her voice choked up upon seeing Krishna. And she says about how all the miseries go away just by constant rememberings of Krishna. Constantly remembering of Krishna, all the miseries goes away. How the yogis did. The Lord is so kind, He has super soul in everyone's heart. Like that. So different we can learn from this chapter about respecting devotees, honoring devotees, worshipping the Lord, and offering a seat, offering welfare, and how by remembrance, Draupadi, how she was shy, she approached Krishna, the nature of a woman, and seeing how the Pandavas, the smiling face of Lord Krishna, their all miseries, they were overwhelmed with joy, seeing the smiling face. All Lord Krishna's all futures, bodily futures are transcendental. They bowed down, eyes filled with tears. And Krishna, for Krishna, there's nothing like he's equal to everybody. Somehow there is no illusion of us and them. And Yudhishthira also, we did a lot of pious deeds, so we could see you, Lord Krishna. So this very beautiful affection towards the Lord. How Kunti Maharani was her heart melted seeing the Lord. And the chariot was decorated with flag of Hanuman, which Arjuna went on hunting, and the importance of Yamuna water, taking bath in the Yamuna river, drinking water, and how the different the princes, five princes. The first one was Kalindi. She was the daughter of Yamuna, and she took a oath that Lord Vishnu should be only my husband, and she performed a lot of penances and she achieved that success. And then second was Mitravinda, the second wife of Lord Krishna in these five princes. Mitravinda's brothers, uh, they were also they were friends of Duryodhan, but they did not want Krishna to marry his sisters, so they wanted uh, to, not Krishna to marry, but Krishna kidnapped Mitravinda and married her. And the third one was Satya. Satya's father was Nagnijit. He gave a lot of gifts, lot of dowry. So giving gifts, devotees. This is one of the in nectar of instructions given. Accepting gifts, giving gifts to devotees. That's also one symptom of love. And his father gave a lot of dowry. Nagniji gave a lot of dowry in Krishna, Satya's marriage. His daughter. There was a third wife of Krishna, Prince, who Krishna married. She also, there was a condition that five bulls, they were very vicious, very wild. They should have been, they will, whoever controls them, they can be the rightful candidate to marry his daughters. And Krishna easily controlled all these five bulls and married Satya and took her to Dwarka. And she also had wished that even on the great personalized demigods like Brahma, Lakshmi, all the different planets, they aspire the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna on their head. So Krishna's body is abode of transcendental goddess of fortune is sitting in the heart of Krishna. So the spiritual, then another one was the fifth one was Lakshmana in Bhadra. Krishna kidnapped her from the marriage ceremony, and then was the Lakshmana was the royal daughter of King of Mandra. These were the five princes. Now Krishna is acquiring thousands of other wives equal to this when he killed Bhaumasura. Bhaumasura name is Narakasura. He was the son of earth goddess, and he had married, and Krishna had married the thousands of maidens who this demon had kidnapped. And even Krishna stole the Parijata tree for his wife Satyabhama from from the kingdom of the heavenly planets. And how Indra also he became very angry. First he took help from Krishna, and later he became angry. So this is the signs of like one who is very opulent, he also becomes very angry because of his opulence. He's very proud of his opulence. He doesn't sees that. So Narakasura he stole Varuna's umbrella, Mother Aditi's earring, that was Indra's mother, and the playground of the demigods known as Maniparvata. So these things are there. There's a tendency, demons or Shudras also, they have this tendency like that, stealing like that. Naraka stole Varuna's umbrella, Madhir, and plague on demon. Indra went to Dwarka and described the demon's transgression to Lord Krishna. So Indra informed Krishna, the demon said. So Krishna with Satyabhama, Queen Satyabhama, he mounted on the Garuda and traveled to Narakasura kingdom. And then he fought Mura's seven sons and sent them all to the abode of death. After which Narakusara, first he decapitated demon Mura with his disc, then he fought Mura's seven sons and sent them to the abode of death. After which Narakusara himself entered the battlefield on the back of an elephant. Naraka threw his Shakti lance at Sri Krishna, but the weapon finally Krishna cut off Narakasura's head. So this we can see here this wonderful how Narakasura is stealing the different paraphernalias of the demigods. He's stealing their land, he's stealing the umbrella, he's stealing the earring, and Indra is informing, Indra is taking, Indra, it says, Bhagavad Gita it says, those who worship demigod, they are compared to less intelligent. But ultimately, the bestower is Krishna, because they are also representative of Krishna. So worshipping demigods also indirectly worship Krishna. That also is said. But generally, people aspire for some material propensities. So here we can see that the demigods, all those things were seen. Then Indra is approaching Krishna, and then Krishna is going along with his wife Satyabhama, and he is killing Mura, who was five-headed, and then his seven sons. Then Naraka entering the battlefield back of elephant. Naraka then threw his Shakti lance, and Krishna cut off his head. Then the Prithvi, Earth mother, his mother, Naraka's mother, she came along with all the gift what he had stolen, on all the, not the gifts, all the things which he had stolen from the demigods. She offered back it to Krishna, and she offered very nice, wonderful prayers to Krishna. That's very beautiful prayers. How Krishna is above the modes of nature. We are influenced by the modes of nature. Anyone who in this material world, she's glorifying Krishna in many ways. Then, so afterwards, there he returned Adisiyari in this Sachiti worship. Then Satyabhama then asked for Krishna for the Parijata tree from the heavenly planet. So the demigods and Indra, they opposed her. First, Indra had come to Krishna offering obeisances, then begging to kill Narakasura. When his business had declined, he quarreled with the Lord. So the demigods are prone to anger because they become intoxicated with pride in their opulences. So we can see anybody who is very opulent or a demigods, they are they are first friendly, but then they become very angry because they are pride of their opulence. Then Krishna is expanding himself to 16,000. Why 16? He marries to each of the 16,000 brides, and he expands himself, and he performs his wonderful household life like an ordinary parents kind of services. So these are the few these things in this chapter we heard about: honoring, respecting, a devotee offering worship to the Lord, constant remembrance of the Lord, seeing the beautiful smiling face of the Lord, all the miseries bowing down before the Lord in a humble state of mind. And Krishna is, for him, Krishna, everyone is Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. He sees everybody as a spirit soul. For him, there is no illusion, us and them. And to see Krishna also, Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, like Yudhishthira Maharaj saying, lot of pious deeds we need done, that we are seeing you. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aisham tvanta gatam papam te jnana punya karmana te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavata. So Krishna consciousness, one who has free from sinful reactions, he can engage in devotional service with full determination. Aisham Dvandakanta. So it's a lifelong process, day after day, year after year. Um, so we see it's not so simple. You need a lot of pious deeds previous in life. And one has to serve the great exalted devotees of the Lord like that in order to get the mercy. The Lord is more pleased when his devotees are served like that. That's the one thing of this. And the importance of Hanuman, the chariot flag on Hanuman, and our husband accepting only one, that's Vishnu, Krishna, and the gifts Agni was Lord Krishna presented Agni, the Khandava forest. He told Arjuna to burn this fire, and then the demigod, Krishna informed the demigod Vishwakarma to build a very nice city for the pleasure of Pandavas. Yes. And how Arjuna saved a demon Maya from the burning of the forest, and the Maya built a very nice hall. Like that. This beautiful, wonderful pastimes. Then Krishna married the five princes, and their all qualification. So, so this, yeah, in order to understand these transcendental forms of the Lord, one has to engage in devotional service. Then only it can be revealed. So to understand the scriptures, they are very vast. They are very detailed like that. So there are many scriptures: Ishopanishad, Brahma Samhita, the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind, and this disciplic succession we can understand this. So an expert spiritual master, he can explain this transcendental forms of the Lord. This so this are like that, very nice. Okay. Bhaktya Bhagavaner Anubhava Purna Rupa Ekai E Vigrah Tantra Ananta Surupa. Bhakti Bhagavaner Anubhav. Bhakti means devotion, Bhagwan means God, Anubhav means realization, Purna Rupa, the Krishna's transcendental form. Eke Vigra, this one Krishna, he comes in many forms. So it's only Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He's always playing along with the coward boys in the groups of Vrindavan, like that. So that Krishna, the one which we see Krishna on the battlefield, that's not his original form, like actually. He says, only by devotional activity can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord, which is perfect in all respects. Although his form is one, he can expand his form into unlimited numbers by his supreme will. So, by Krishna's supreme will only, he can expand his one form into many unlimited numbers. I say, only by devotional activity can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord, which is perfect in all respects. So there are many spiritual seekers. Some say, I am God. Some say God is impersonal. Uh, and some, they don't follow the instruction of the spiritual master. The spiritual master, like once Prabhupada was asked, uh, does the spiritual master forgive his disciple? So, yes. So again he asked the second time. And he told, yeah, spiritual master is very kind. He forgives the disciples any mistake. Then third time he asked. Then Prabhupada was little this, like that. Then finally again he asked. Then Prabhupada said, the spiritual master will come as many times, but he will forgive his disciple. But Lord will not forgive. Krishna won't forgive. Krishna, if we commit mistake, Krishna won't forgive. Once this reminds me of when I was traveling in India in Haridwar, book distribution. Haridwar, because the Ganges uh, is coming from the Himalayas, like that, and particularly that place in the bottom, and we were distributing books at the time. There, people, they come for a holy place. They don't spend money on so much on these things. So when I was distributing, it was one of 4 5 group young boys came, and he told me, I was in saffron cloth at the time. This one thing is in spiritual life, staying in temple, performing devotional service, leading a brahmachari life, totally engaged, fully absorbed from morning to night. Always engagement. Like you attend Mangalarti, you chant your rounds, then you have Bhagavatam class, then you get you take prasadam. They all very nice, very spiritual. And especially when traveling Sankirtan, you have prasadam. It's very totally very very opulent. Like, yeah, you will really appreciate. Even ministers, a very wealthy person cannot travel like in different places, different rivers, different temples. In India, very each state has a different this, like that. I remember this even Manipur, like Impal, that's a one state in one small state. There also we can see people, even though Vedic culture, like Srila Prabhupada says, like elephant is a value, alive or dead. In India, still that Vedic culture is there. Like he's giving the example of this. So even if we see in these pastimes of when the devotees approach the Lord, they see the Lord, they come very nicely, gorgeously, very clean, very nicely dressed, very coming in front of the Lord, very neat and clean, like that. Uh, And even in this chapter, we will see this. They were very clean. They dressed very opulently, very clean, and very nice. We can see these things in Manipur also to some extent like that. But Kali Yuga is progressing like that. The dress, they have a different dresses when they go to the temple. There are Brahmanas, they come and do Harinam, any death ceremony or some. They have Gornitai deities, and their dresses are very like no like shrinking like that. It's very nice, very clean, very neat. They have particular dress like that. Very nice. That's culture is there. And when the chariot festival is there, they have each people from their garden. They bring fruits and make a very huge big rangoli type. They make it. They decorate with fruits, flowers, lotus flower like that. There's a um, lake also, which 108 petals of flowers, lotus flowers are there, like that. We can see that culture still there. So even in Harinam, when you go Harinam, uh, we, that woman, they are sitting in the market with, they are very simple. They have fruits, flowers like that. And I was very surprised because I traveled most parts of India because the power of the book Bhagavad Gita. So that time so at that time I went to Manipur like that, Imphal. So I saw this Harinam, these ladies, they are so simple, the flower. Each one is giving something, 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 10 rupees, or some fruits to the devotees. I was very surprised at the culture of uh, even Madhya Pradesh is also a beautiful city like that. All are different. South India, there are temples, very beautiful temples, ancient temples that we can see. In Maharashtra capital is Bombay. Bombay is a city. So, it's a very polluted city. Is very polluted, but all classes of people are there. Different culture, different festivals. Very big, big festivals. Not there's Vitthal temple, Rukmini temple, Maharashtra. Then in Pandharpur, there's a river, ancient river. I don't remember. And yeah, Yamuna in Vrindavan, UP, very ancient temples, all the holy places. In Delhi, if you go to Delhi, we have ISKCON Kailash temple, and from there 80 miles Vrindavan is there. And Mayapur we go, then Mayapur temple is there, Gangas are there, beautiful. So all so wonderful like that. So I was going to forgot yeah. So when I was distributing books, I'm just little going off from here. So got little time here. Yes. So all of a sudden, five people came. They approached me and they told, "How come you came across this chalya? Chalya means little crooked, Krishna's three-banded form like it. How you came under this? Under this? Why you become this brahmachari like that?" So then I felt like that super soul is speaking through them. Krishna will put you in one Chakravyuh one day, like that. So I realized after coming to US. Uh, so, but I felt this person, a super soul, is responding from me. But at that time, I didn't realize it like that. That's one thing. So, yeah, yeah. So, only by devotional activity can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord, which is perfect in all respects. Although his form is one, he can expand his form into unlimited numbers by his supreme will. See, only by devotional activity can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord, which is perfect in all respects. So, Krishna's form is perfect in all respects. His form is one, it is only one form, but he can expand his form to unlimited numbers by his will. So, by expansion of Krishna that is being described Lord Chaitanya, they are described in different Vedic literatures, and we are getting the information in one place from Lord Chaitanya. So, uh, described in different Vedic literatures, but we are getting this knowledge from one place. So, that is the advantage to be in the disciplic succession, to find out in different information from different scriptures. So that then disseminate to find out in different information from different scriptures. So that is the advantage to be in this, to find out in different information from different. It is very difficult, but if we become in the line of disciplic succession, all the experiences at once achieved. So generally in this material world, when we say that Krishna expanded himself to 16,000, we cannot maintain even one wife like that. To maintain one household life or house is so difficult. As time goes, it becomes more this. Actually, there is no scarcity of eating, sleeping, depending time. But we have created civilization like that. But in generally, when they say they go to this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, they describe that Krishna had so much wives. They're like criticizing like that. But it is said here, it is very difficult. But if we become in the line of disciplic succession, all experiences at once achieved. If you want, so it says, to understand these forms of the Lord, it's not so easy. It's different mechanism. But if we come in the line of disciple from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it will become very easy. Like the Srila Prabhupada, then the purport Prabhupada gives example in a court. In a court, if you try to learn all the law books, different law books, you cannot fight. But you approach a lawyer, then it becomes easy. You take help from it. Similarly, there are different descriptions of the Lord. The experienced spiritual master, he gives the information in one place. The experienced spiritual masters gives us the information in one place. So about the expansion of Lord Krishna in Brahma Samhita, Ishopanishad, there are various literatures. They are all meant to say to present below. Swayam Rupa Tad Ekatma Rupa Avishya Nama Pratami Tina Rupa Rahena Bhagwan. So three things are there. Swayam Rupa, that's the Lord's original form. Tad Ekatma Rupa, then his expansion. And Avesha. Avesha means is like empowered, like Jesus Christ, Muhammad, like that. So these are the different forms. The Supreme Person of God acts in three principal forms. That is Swayam Rupa. This is very Sanskrit, like Bengali. Uh, it's very Swayam Rupa is a new word. Swayam Rupa. Swayam means original form. Tad Ekatma Rupa and Avesh Rupa. Swayam Rupa, the Supreme Person of God Himself. He is called Swayam Rupa, His personal future. So that's first thing. It's the Lord Himself. That's called Swayam Rupa. He is called Swayam Rupa, Supreme Person of Godhead. And His personal future, Tad Ekatma. Rupa means not exactly same person, but almost the same. So then there's another form, that's the personal faith, that's called Tad Ekatma. First is Swayam Rupa, then is Tad Ekatma Rupa. Not the exact same, but almost same. Then Tad Atma and Avesha. Avesha means that empowered. That's the third one is empowered. The first one is Krishna's personal form, that's Supreme Lord's. Then is not exactly same, but exactly the same form, like Tadekatma, and then the empowered. So these are the three principal forms. There is always difference between the individual soul and the supreme absolute soul. Like individual soul, we know about ourselves, what's going within ourselves. We cannot know the other person, right? But the supreme soul, he knows. There is always difference between individual soul and the supreme absolute soul. When the individual soul is specially empowered by the supreme super soul, that is called Avesha. So that's the third one. He says, when the individual soul is specially empowered by the supreme soul, that is called Avesha. We hear in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. If we read Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, the conclusion is given that how mind, to control the mind, different examples are given. And one has to fix the mind on the super soul, that like that is given on the form of the Lord always 24/7. Then he can control the mind. Here he says, individually specially empowered by the supreme soul, that is called Avesha. He can act almost like God. We accept according to this Avesha avatar we accept my Guru Maharaj accepted Lord Jesus Christ and Hazrat Muhammad. This Avisha almost the same powerful. When the individual soul is specially empowered by the Supreme, that is called Avisha. Now, in the first instance, the Supreme Person of God Himself, Tat Ekatma, His next expands same future. Avisha, a powerful incarnation of powerful living entity. So he says, in the first instance, the Supreme Person of God Himself, and then His next expansion is same futures, Avisha, and a powerful soul. The original form of the Lord is exhibited in two forms, Swayam Rupa and Swayam. In his original form as Swayam Rupa, Krishna is observed as cowboy in Vrindavan. So in his Swayam Rupa, Krishna is observed as a coward boy in Vrindavan. Swayam Rupa, the supreme personal future, and Swayam Prakash. It's called Swayam Prakasha. So Swayam Rupa is the supreme personal future, and that Swayam Prakasha is immediate expression. That is called Swayam Prakasha. So three things are there: Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakasha, and what's that called? Empowered by the Lord. Avesha, Avesha. It's very new words. Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakasha. Avesha. Swayam Rupa, that's Lord, and Swayam Prakasha, and then Avesha. So it's two forms, Swayam Rupa and Swayam Rai. In his original form as Swayam Rupa, Krishna is observed as coward boy. So Krishna's original form that is observed as coward boy in Vrindavan. Swayam Rupa, the supreme person is Swayam Prakasha. His immediate expansion is called Swayam Prakasha. His immediate expansion is Swayam Prakasha. So Swayam Rupa in his person, he always remains in Vrindavan. He's just like a coward boy. So Krishna doesn't lose Vrindavan. He's always, that is his real future. The Krishna in the battlefield Kurukshetra, that is not his real future of Krishna. Just like a person, High Court judge, where you will find his real future. His real future will find in his home, not on the bench. Suppose we go in High Court, his father goes to the court, and the son is an High Court judge. So there, the father should say him as my lord, like he has addressed judge my lord. That is the court's uh, etiquette, like. And but in the home, he will say he's my son, like that. Similarly, he says here, Swayam, his personal future always remains at Vrindavan. He's just like a coward boy, that is real Krishna. The Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that is not the real future of Krishna. Like a person, High Court judge, where you'll find his real future. His real future will find at his home, not on the bench. In the bench, even if father comes a High Court judge, father, he will have to address the judge. My lord, that is court. The same person at home and the same person in the court is different, although the same person. Srimal, real person of Krishna, he never goes out of Vrindavan. He remains always a coward boy. Chinta mani prakarasat mishukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhira vipalayantam lakshmi sahasra satasam brahmasevymanam Chintamani prakarasat mishukalpa vriksha Laksha Viteshu Surabir Abhipalayantam. I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems. Surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. He says, I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes filled with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection of hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. This is a nice prayer we can make. Chintamani prakarasat shukalpa vriksha. Chintamani, spiritual gems. Sadmashu, Kalpa Vriksha, that means millions of purpose trees, and always serve with great reverence. So when we have to serve the Lord with very love and faith. That's one thing. Everything best should be offered when we cut. vegetables, clean the vegetables with love and devotion, very nicely, very neat, clean, approaching the Lord. So he's the supreme pure, like that. So then we feel more nice when the surroundings are nice, everything is clean, everything has this very nice. Srila Prabhupada gave this deity worship. We offer obeisances when you go to the deity enter. When you go out, we offer deities. We cannot keep the same plate in the same. We clean that place which is offered and unoffered. Many things are there like that. So when we do these things, when we do deity worship, we can remember, we feel the joy of Krishna's remembrances, worshipping the Lord. We practice this sanskar, hearing about Bhagavatam, chanting of Hare Krishna, morning, evening, like that, night. Practice list chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This will remember Krishna, worshipping the Lord. Uh, you go to the deity when you offer obeisances. When you go out of the altar, we see the deities. We offer each deities like that. That print is focused like that. So that deity worship also is very important in our spiritual life. Then we can chant Hare Krishna nicely like that. So here he says, the real person of Godhead never goes out of Vrindavan. He remains a coward boy. Says prayers Chintamani Prakara Sadmushu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Viteshu Surabhi. Surabhi means transcendental cows. He is engaged in that path. Swayam Rupa Eke Vraja Gopmurti means cowed by Gopu. Prabha Vibhav Rupa. Anyway, and he expands that is Vaibhav Rupa, that is in Rasa dance. He dances with each individual. Any comments, any question? This is little high spiritual science, little. Yeah, time is. But yeah, we more talk about this more so deep. It is so nice. Krishna. We heard about in this chapter, this last verse, a few things. Worshipping the Lord, giving all respects to the devotees, that we can learn from these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Each chapter, each case has very nice instructions. In this chapter, we can see how the demon politics. Like to say something, Prabhu? Anything? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you for being there. Chintamani Okay. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavat Puran ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.